Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me. My name is Anne Logan, and this is the I'veReadThis.com YouTube channel. It is very early this morning, which is why I am wearing my house coat, my promised house coat, and I am not speaking in front of our Christmas tree because I don't want to wake up the rest of my family. And this is how dedicated I am to doing this for you guys. It's like 6:30 in the morning. And my baby wakes up at 4:30 usually, between 4:30 and 5, to nurse. So, yeah, I'm tired. But I have a big day ahead of me today. I'm doing lots of Christmas baking. So I knew I probably wouldn't get a lot of chances to record this video. And Christmas baking sounds like fun until you're home alone with a 6-month-old. And then it just gets a little crazy. So just getting this out of the way early is basically the plan. It's not too early to eat chocolate though. Never too early for that. So it's December 13th. Let's see what chocolate. Ooh, okay. This is nice. Nice early morning treat. White chocolate Santa. Now these white chocolate creatures have praline filling, chocolate praline filling in them, which is like my favorite. You know those seashell like Guylian chocolates, Guylian, I think, Guylian. They're like little seashells shapes, and they're like marbled chocolate. It tastes like those because they have praline filling, and this is so good. So excited to eat that. Today's story, Every One of My Answers Was a Disappointment by Doretta Lau. And according to the bio, she's written a short story collection. She's been shortlisted for some awards. And she is co-founder of the culture and humor website, The Unpublishables. I'd never heard of that website before, but I'm definitely going to check it out now because I loved this story and I loved her writing. And this story is copyright 2018, so it must be new for this advent calendar, hopefully. So basically, this story is about a woman who's turning 40, or maybe she already is, just turned 40. And she is separating from her husband, and she's moving from Vancouver to Toronto. And when she's picked up from the airport in Toronto by a cab driver, he starts talking to her, and he's 28 years old, and he's very excited. And he asks her, "Did you move to Toronto to party?" And she starts talking, and this is where the title of the story comes from. It said, "Every one of my answers was a disappointment to him. 15 minutes into the ride, he lost interest." I really liked that part because I think we've all been there when, we've not been in the mood to talk to a stranger, and so we just give disappointing answers to everything they ask in order for them to get the hint, instead of just saying, "I don't really feel like talking to you right now." It's a very Canadian thing to do, I think. Yeah, I think I've been there, which I enjoyed about that story. Basically, it kind of spans, from what I can tell, a few weeks. And it's just her living in this apartment with a friend who is sort of like a semi-well-known child actor who's like obsessed with just going on dates with women to try to sleep with them. And she, kind of meets up with old friends in the process and is just trying to figure out this new life of hers. Oh, I think Smokey just licked that chocolate. Oh, well, I'll still eat it. And it's just really funny. The story's really, really funny. There's kind of this like sarcastic, dry humor to the writing, which was my favorite part about it. Like, the plot itself was nothing to write home about necessarily. I mean, no, I shouldn't say that, nothing to write home about. That's making it sound like it wasn't good. To me, it didn't matter what the plot was because the writing was so good. I just want to read whatever this woman has to say because I think it's brilliant. And then the end of the story kind of shifts in tone, and it kind of turns into this like magic realism. Some like crazy things happen, but it's not crazy. in the story because she kind of alludes to it in the very first paragraph, which I forgot about, to be perfectly honest. And then it happened at the end. I was like, oh yeah, right. She'd mentioned something like this might happen. So, sort of like a fun little twist at the end for you guys to look forward to. I really hope everyone else enjoyed the story as much as I did, and I can't wait to see everyone else's reactions. The only thing I should maybe warn you about is there's like not a lot of swearing, but there is some profanity. There's some things that people might find slightly offensive in it. And I bring this up not because I don't think it's realistic. It is. This is how we talk nowadays in kind of an offensive way. Or at least my husband and my friends do. But I am very old school and I don't like reading that in stories. I know that's how people talk, but I don't like to read profanity in books and stories. So, but that's just a personal thing that I have, and I've talked to my blogging buddy Fiction Fan about this, that we just don't like reading about it, and that's just the way I am. But a lot of people probably won't even register. So there's that. Another shout out to another blogging friend and booktube friend, Laura from Reading in Bed. I'll put the links for both these blogs and YouTube channels in the description of this video. But Laura, at least last year, I know, she would record these videos at this time every day. She'd be like at the table with her kids getting ready for school. And I'd watch those videos and think, my God, that sounds exhausting. And here I am doing the exact same thing. This is what motherhood does to you, people. Forces you to wake up earlier than you ever wanted to wake up in your entire life. But that's okay, because you accomplish so much more. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will speak with you tomorrow on December 14th. Hopefully a little bit later in the day. Bye.